Hello, this is Teresa McDonald, and I'm going to just do a quick tour of Derita um, using this Polaris map, just to kind of give you an idea of what we've got going on here. So this over here is Nevin. Perhaps I'll change this to a street view. This is Nevin Road um, and Gibbon, and where we're really focused on the Sugar Creek corridor. This over here is Sugar Creek. So as far as community partners go, in this vicinity, we have Rockwell AME Zion Church. They also, this is also their property where they developed some senior housing, or not senior housing necessarily, but definitely a great village of housing in this section. Some apartments here which are separate, I believe, from Rockwell AME Zion's development. But one thing they added for the neighborhood was over here, if I hope you can see my cursor, a walking trail that is free for the neighbors to use, and it's nice and visible so people feel safe parking. There's a few parking spots there and doing a few laps around. Over here, this parcel we have is a new Haitian congregation has bought this property. It was previously Derita Baptist Church. It's obviously pandemic related and a new congregation, but it seems to be very underused. They do also own this parcel. And somewhere around here is where the Derita station on the red line was proposed, somewhere here, somewhere, not exactly sure. So this parcel here has great potential for farmers market, is one thing that I've heard from the community that we would love to see. Unrelated to the Sugar Creek corridor, but still, you know, a Derita issue is all this very underused land right here, which is a nuisance in many ways because lots of dumping and illegal activity goes on over here. And as we come into really the center of downtown Derita, this is Mallard Creek, this is West Sugar Creek. Here we have what we call Derita Plaza. Maria's Grill is here. This is full, all tenant occupied. Gary's Barbershop is there. Those two businesses have been there roughly 10 years. Gary's certainly way more than 10 years. And then in here, we also have a beauty supply shop that has been there a very long time. US Fried Chicken is over here, also got some tenure. And over here, we've had a little turnover in this section, but great shopping center, nothing special in terms of the buildings, but certainly you will see a lot of people circulating through this shopping center. Back behind here, you've got a little strip of small businesses, the treasure chest. On one corner, there is a Boost Mobile in here. There's another little business I'm blanking on right now. And then the Derita Dairy Bar, which is getting a lot of attention, great new owners, and they certainly have got their marketing and their menu to a point where it's a great addition to the community. It's a hole in the wall, so there's absolutely no way to sit down, even with an ice cream. So I would love to see some opportunity here with this parcel, which is for sale, Largely vacant. There's an ice building on this parcel, but I would love to see um, maybe some picnic seating over here. Um, although, of course, some kind of commercial building would be good as well. But for Derita Dairy Bar to have some seating would be wonderful. And then this next building here is another location of a small business, which has some parking over here. And it's a used tire business, and they keep the place looking good, neat and tidy. So that's good. Puckett's farm equipment is all of this over here, including this house. And this lot here with the trailer. This whole piece is for sale and ripe for redevelopment, and the community certainly supports some kind of mixed use here. That would be a mix of residential and commercial, maybe some work live spaces for sale, townhomes with an office or commercial space on the ground floor. Would be a great addition to activate this corner. Lots of potential there. This corner is Crossroads Shopping Center. They have a few big corporate tenants. CVS is there, Dollar General is there, Save-A-Lot is there. And then this little strip is a lot of small businesses, the dry cleaners. There is a phone repair type store that has been there for about 10 years. So really a thriving small business ecosystem. As you go down, these are not, you have AutoZone here, Family Dollar, which is, no, sorry, this I think is Wells Fargo. No, it is Family Dollar. Sorry. Family Dollar has been an issue, and in fact, they're closed right now because I believe they have a rat infestation problem. Hopefully that will be fixed. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on my video. We have this huge parcel of vacant land right here that belongs to the gas station, and it's been on the market for several years. Several applications have been made for multifamily affordable housing over here. We've had some objections from these neighbors here on Hunter Avenue who are used to having those woods in the background, and many of the proposals called for 3- and 4-story buildings or 3-story buildings along here. But that is a good use for that property, residential, to put in some multifamily housing there. Again, would support all these businesses, would support the walkability, and really would be a nice village lifestyle. Coming down here, this is the gas station. This is AT&T, no, Bell South. No, AT&T, I'm sorry. I guess, lots of corporate changes there, but this is AT&T. So good corporate tenants along here for the most part. Here's a thriving small business. It's an inspection and car care place. This building will feature for sure in a special report, but lots of potential here. There is parking potential back here. This building, I don't know, but if that's worth keeping. But certainly this building has some historic significance, I think. It was the Derita post office at some point. It was a grocery store. So lots of memories in this building, and it's a solid concrete block building that can surely be renovated and adapted for a use that would be welcomed in Derita. A coffee shop, a common market, tip-top market, that kind of use would be wonderful since they do have some parking. I thought for the longest time parking was an issue here, but there is certainly room. Perhaps this is a shared driveway, but one can put some parking in the back. The next building is Starling's Refrigeration. They've been there for a very long time. This building has been recently renovated. It was vacant, underused for a long time. Perhaps it was used by players for storage, I think. But it has a nice big parking lot in the front. Not sure if there is more parking in the back, but definitely a good building, about 7,000 square feet. It has been leased to a company called WellPath. They do some kind of substance abuse support services, and I'm not sure exactly what will be operating here, and we'll try to. Next one is Derita. I missed one. Right here is the dentist's building. Dr. Philip Igbenadalor. And Derita Dentist does a great job. He's got hygienists that have been with him for 13 years, as long as I've been going there. So that seems to be a good sign. The dry cleaners also has been there a very long time. Next to the dry cleaners, we've got a building that is underused / vacant. Not too sure what they plan for that. Would love to hear from those owners. And then here we have the gas station, which has some smaller tenants along here, including the Chicken King, which does have some sit-down dining. Behind that, we have a great new business and cosmetic and nail, etc. institute. I guess they teach some classes there, perhaps. Great small business. And then this over here is our one historic landmark, which is the Derita High School Gymnasium. This big parcel here is the school, Performance Learning Center. And next to that, Derita Presbyterian Church or Derita Church. Before the pandemic, they were doing wonderful community dinners, free dinner on the first Thursday evening. Hopefully they'll get back to that. That was a wonderful community event that we certainly appreciate. And then here you've got Walgreens. You've got this enormous intersection that I don't even know how many drops in the bucket would help to improve this intersection. For cars even, it is enormous. Over here, this corner, we have Ratcliffe Properties, and we're very grateful to David Ratcliffe for joining in as a stakeholder on this process. The Nile Theatre is here, which is a wonderful lounge where they do live shows and various events, authors' events I have seen over there. Of course, during the pandemic, they have been closed for a year. So I'm very concerned that they get what they need to continue to thrive. And Players is there. That's a sporting goods, sporting clothes, uniforms, etc. supplier, and they're over there. Been there a very long time. And there's a couple of small businesses. I'm blanking on a tax preparer over there. Then we have some industrial back here. Um, Over here we have a parcel that has just changed hands. Not too sure what they plan. Would love to know. And then significantly on this side we have Cole Memorial Methodist Church. Yeah, which is going to be demolished and redeveloped. This whole site. It's about 5 acres, I want to say. Yeah, about 5 acres because these two parcels are included. They have been approved for tax credits to build some senior affordable housing, and that will be roughly along this property boundary here. 100 units coming, and then they will rezone and redevelop the rest of the site, and we hope to be part of creating that vision. This, I don't know if I mentioned, this is Walgreens. There are a couple of parcels here that are still available. That's it. That's the quick tour of Derita. I can find out how to stop my recording. That's the Sugar Creek corridor as it goes through Derita, roughly between North Graham Street and Neppen Road.